You guys is great. I enjoy doing the show with you folks.
Oh, I think we
It's
like
nice to
doing
have
the
you
show
here.
with you.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, after 18 years together, our first guests have just renewed their contract for their television show for 3 more years, and we couldn't be happier for them. Here they are, kids, America's sweethearts, Siskel and Ebert. Come on in, guys. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let me ask you guys just a general question, and then do with it as you will. How are you getting along now? Are you okay?
I think
Getting along pretty well, actually.
Yeah, the last show we were fighting, but this time we're getting along good. And it's Valentine's Day. I'm trying to decide whether to get Roger the 30-pound box of chocolates or the 60-pound box.
That's
Isn't that sweet?
Do we need this kind of ugliness? No.
65 pounds I'm down now. He still makes the fat jokes. You know what's going to happen? Before long, instead of being the bald one and the fat one, it's going to be the bald one and the good-looking guy.
Yes, yes.
Would you like, you know what I like to do? You know what
And you'll be describing the same person.
You know what I'd like to get you? I don't know, I haven't talked this over with you. You know those ankle rings you can hang upside down and it's supposed to, you know, bring a lot of blood to the scalp? It might help, I don't know. That'd be nice.
So you guys are getting along pretty well then, is there? I think one of the first time you guys were with us on whatever show we were doing, whenever the hell we were doing it, whatever network we were on then, I don't know. There was a story about, I guess you were interviewing, no, it was you. You were interviewing
We were
Jack
both
Lemmon.
interviewing Jack Lemmon.
Yeah.
We're seated at the table, and Jack
hold
Lemmon.
on.
Here we go.
Wait a minute.
We're both interviewing.
I'll
We're
give you
both
a
gonna
cop
tell
on the
the
edge
story?
in here.
We're both
Listen,
interviewing
listen.
Jack Lemmon.
Wait. Time out. I'm the butt of this story, and
Yes.
it's always funnier if the guy tells the story that is the butt of it, rather than the other guy telling it on the first guy. And besides, you can't tell good jokes.
I can
Go
tell
ahead,
it real
slap
quick.
him. Slap him, Roger.
No.
Why don't we let the audience
Slap him.
decide?
Just go ahead. Whack him across.
Let the audience
Hit him.
decide. Let the audience decide.
Let the audience decide.
Okay.
And I'll ask the audience which joke was funnier, the box of chocolates jokes or the hanging up and
Okay,
down
now
by the ankle?
I'd like to make my statement now. Okay.
Girls,
I
please
promise
settle
you-
down.
I can tell it faster, and I can tell it better.
Will
I'll tell
someone
faster.
please
Here's
tell...
the
Wait a minute, ask
Jack
the
Lemmon.
audience.
No, Jack
You're not
Lemmon.
going to tell that story.
Please.
That's
Don't,
my
Roger.
story. I've been
Big
telling that
mistake.
story for 15
We're
years.
eating up network time, Roger. 3 people.
I'm going to let the audience decide or not.
First of all, let me see if we have a cut man backstage.
Gene and I go out to dinner.
Don't do it.
with
Jack Lemmon sitting
I
there
don't
and
believe
Roger.
you're going to do this.
Jack
This
Lemmon.
is my story.
Dave, hold him back.
I'll tell the damn story.
I wish you would. What happened, Dave?
I'm in a restaurant, I'm interviewing Jack Lemmon.
Right.
And a woman comes up to me and she says, "Oh my God, it's Gene Siskel. You're my absolute favorite." And I say to the woman, "Yeah, but look who's here." And she says, "It's Jack Lemmon." And she says, "I love Jack Lemmon." And so now I'm all excited that she likes me and she likes Jack Lemmon. And I turn to you and I say, "And look, ma'am, who is also here." And the woman says, "Buddy Hackett." I have to do everything on this show.
Well, I couldn't have.
Why do I have to do everything?
I couldn't have told it better myself. And Gene certainly couldn't have.
Let's talk
Gene
about...
takes 40 minutes to tell that story. I'm sitting here.
Oh,
Roger's
killed
sitting
this.
there.
We've killed this. Let the man get on with his...
It's you guys are like accountants. This is your busy time of the year.
Yes, it is.
Oh,
Yes.
talk about lines that have been used before.
Yes, Academy Awards.
How did you feel about the films that were
Very
nominated?
pleased that Schindler's List got the 12 nominations. Actually, I wish it had gotten 2 more. Ben Kingsley for Best Supporting Actor, and Embeth DeVititz, she played the maid, and she would have been their 14th
very
nomination.
good,
She was
yes.
excellent,
Yes.
much better than, let's say, Holly Hunter in The Firm, or the throwaway part, or...
Well, that's just the end with Holly Hunter.
Well, was Schindler's List the best movie you saw all year?
Yes, it was, yes.
What would be like the second best?
In my case, The Age of Innocence, and I wish it had more nominations to show for yesterday's vote. But you know what's going to
What
happen?
about Barbara Streisand? Why didn't she get nominated this
you
year?
know,
Didn't make a picture. But I heard her in concert on New Year's Eve, and she's great, and she's going to be coming to New York, London.
Try and get her on the show, yeah.
Get her on the show and go see it.
Do you think the Academy is snubbing Barbara?
You know, you have to make a movie. You have to make a movie in order to be eligible. For example, Dave,
I'm just trying
you made a movie. You're eligible.
That's right,
now.
I did. I made my big screen debut.
That's right. Yeah, I missed it.
What were your choices in making your big screen debut? Well, you do have it like, could you have been the Harvey Keitel role on the piano and then you chose Cabin Boy
Now
instead?
that, see, you raised...
Because sometimes agents get in the way. You have a big high-powered agent now.
The Cabin Boy, that was the part I was born to play. Now leave me alone, all right? But Harvey Keitel, you raise an interesting point there. 20, 30 minutes we see him walking around naked. Now, do we want that? Well, apparently we do. But you know what I learned a long time ago, and maybe you guys can back me up on this. In Hollywood, Oscar is king.
I haven't heard
He's
that
just
line
looking at me
before.
like I'm nuts. I'm just a kid trying to have fun.
Surprised.
We got to do a commercial. We'll have more great stories from these guys right after this commercial. Daryl Hall will be out here, Muggsy Bogues, and of course, you know, Beavis and Butthead, they're here. You know, I just want to say a couple of things. I haven't seen all of the Best Picture nominations, but I saw that Remains of the Day, and I'm telling you something. That thing, wall-to-wall, seamless, was one of the nicest pieces of filmmaking I've seen
film.
everywhere.
Really
anywhere.
well done.
And Anthony Hopkins, unbelievable. Not for a second did you not think he was anything but that guy.
And your heart is breaking for him that he can't declare his love. It's a great story.
And then, of course, you saw Shadowlands, where he does he does find love.
Yeah. Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And Emma...
And he's just as good in that.
And Emma Thompson was also good in Remains of the Day. Yeah.
She was.
So now, do these kids have a shot at it?
I think that it's going to be Tom Hanks winning for Philadelphia.
Yeah. He's very good.
You got two, an Irish and English actor. I think they'll split that sort of vote, and Hanks and the cause of the film will carry the day.
Yeah. Now, you guys, what were we going to talk about? Something about your...
Do we ever go to sleep while we're
That's
watching
right,
movies?
exactly.
Should I tell the story?
Am I going to have to tell this one, too? Have you go to screenings, you must see 200, 300 movies a year.
Sometimes you'll leave the screening room. He goes to the John a lot during the screenings, we can tell. He does. Right? You did go to the John a lot.
It's not important.
Didn't realize you were that interested.
Hey, when you get up, the whole row lifts.
Oh, stop it. Hey.
I'll tell you a story. Let me tell you a story about Gene.
Why do you let him do that to you?
I don't know. He just won't stop. 20 years ago.
You're carrying the act.
I realize that. I know. Yeah.
Listen,
Now
he's
look
so
at this
upset.
guy. Here we
Listen,
go.
the reason why he is so upset is that he's been banned from attending the Olympics. He can't join your mother.
Oh, why is that?
Well, because at the last games, he was found using the Olympic flame for fondue.
You see what I mean? He just can't tell a joke. 20 years ago, the Chicago Film
He's
Festival.
laughing.
I've seen him laugh more.
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, well, just because I'm nervous and I wish this was over. I'm sorry, boys. You know, I think the world of both of you. All right, let's tell the story.
20 years ago, the Chicago Film Festival is showing a Korean film to 4 critics. One of them is Gene.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of the others. Gene leaves the auditorium to make a telephone call during the movie. While he's gone, this movie, in which nothing of the slightest shocking nature has occurred yet, suddenly the woman gets up, leaves the room, and has intimate relations with her poodle. Then she comes back into the room, and Gene comes back into the theater. We 3 critics are on the floor laughing, and Gene says, "What's so funny?" And I said, "Gene, she had sex with her dog." And Gene says, "No, she didn't. There hasn't been any scene like that in this movie. It can't be." He says, "Mary," to our fellow, he says, "Mary," he says, "is that true?" "Yes, Gene, it is true." "Now, come on, you can't tell me that. I know it isn't true." And then he sat through the rest of the movie, and never saw the dog again. And to this day, he doesn't believe that happened. But
The real challenge was, how do you write the review?
Yes.
Yeah, right, yeah.
Do you leave it out or do you go with it? So I can't, I sort of hedged. I said there may be some there are some surprising things in the picture.
Oh my goodness! You guys ever get in trouble, and I know we've talked about this before, you go to see a movie, and maybe it's an actor you like, or maybe it's an actor you don't like, whatever, you write the review, and then there's trouble, good or bad, or do you worry about that? You don't even
with feedback like the actor calls
do you
you up
care
and
if actors
you know
are
what
angry?
I can't stand? Burt Reynolds always badmouths both of us. And I gave Cop and a Half a good review, and I'm the only critic in the world who liked that movie.
You must have made a phone
and then
call
he
during
goes
that
on
one.
some talk show and he's talking about Siskel and Ebert don't like anything I do, and you know, why did I go out on a limb for him? I don't know.
I had a strange situation where I've been knocking Robbie Benson in a lot of pictures for a while.
Wow, you're out on the edge there, aren't you, Gene?
Woo! That took guts. And so I'm in Hawaii, and I'm in a pool with my daughter, and she's playing with another little girl, and the little girl says her name is Lyric. And I think, well, that's an odd name, and I start looking around, and sure enough, it's Robbie Benson's daughter.
Yes.
So for 1 week, we were walking by each other in the hallway of the hotel, and he would pass me and not say a single word.
Now, how does that make you feel? It makes you feel bad, doesn't it?
I don't care, because I want to have the right to like his next picture.
Yes, but now, has there ever been a forum for your work to be criticized?
Yes, the Larry Sanders Show I was on, and I gave my acting debut and got rave reviews. In fact, you may have seen that.
You know, the funny thing is the clipping service didn't provide me with any of those.
Entertainment Weekly, as a matter of fact, picked
What
it
did
as
they
one of the
say?
great scenes of the year.
Did they really?
Yep.
But you must understand...
I really didn't know that. That's interesting.
But you must understand...
He waited till I was out of the country to go on the Sanders Show. He was supposed to wait 2 weeks. We would both go
on there together.
Yeah.
But you yank the rug out from under you if that's possible.
All right. All right.
I'm exhausted.
You should be ashamed.
You guys have been out here 8 minutes. I'm exhausted.
We're working hard.
Any last-minute picks? Anything you want to mention about the Academy Awards?
It's going to be real easy to predict this year. I think the winners are pretty obvious in every category.
Schindler's List, probably the film. Spielberg, the director. Tom Hanks.
Ollie Hunter, actress.
Ollie Hunter.
Yeah.
All right, good enough. It's all...
Winona Ryder, supporting actress from Age of Innocence.
Tommy Lee Jones for The Fugitive. I think those 6 categories.
Oh, he was great.
Yeah.
Man, when you first see him in that movie and he's got that great face, boy, what a powerful couple of seconds.
My. What have we here?
Would you like to have seen Harrison Ford be nominated? Here's a guy who does great work, and because he's the centerpiece of a big film, it was like Steve McQueen, an actor who never got enough respect.
Steve McQueen was great.
He
I love Steve McQueen, yeah.
And doesn't get enough credit.
Well, now say something nice about Robbie Benson, for heaven's sakes.
He was terrific.
He was good in one-on-one. There you go.
There you go. A good picture.
All right, good.
Basketball picture.
Roger, always a pleasure. Thank you. Nice to see you. Gene, thank you very much. It's the boys, kids. We'll be right back here.